What up, though? And welcome back to I'm Growing, Man. Shaman John D in the building. Good afternoon, everybody. School year's winding down. I'm really excited. I'm working summer school. Going to continue to work on my craft. To try to become a better teacher so that students can receive the message. And the message is just, become a better math student, because I'm going to give them everything I got anyway. But this math is something I want to give them as a second language. So I've adopted more practices so that I can become better in my craft. And hopefully, the next group of students will get a lot more than I was given this year, because I hadn't taught in like 12 years. It's a long time. And I felt like I cheated them in so many ways because, teaching is way tougher than I remember, but they got a teacher that's committed. So that's what I'm on. But I wanted to talk about relationships. I think I figured out what's the key to a successful relationship. Without this, you can't get to where I'm talking about. It's the friendship. Like, think about your best friend if it's not your spouse, and think about everything you've told your best friend. Now, the relationship you should have with your spouse should be that on crack. When I say she should know or he should know everything, I know why people don't give that to people. That's a level of vulnerability that you've seen people get hurt from, and you only protecting who you can protect, and that's you. But you can't get this place that I'm talking about without working on this friendship. If you can keep something knowingly away from your spouse or the person you want to be with, you can't get here. Like, I know a lot of times people say I'm doing it for their own good. They wouldn't be able to handle it. All of that should have been taken care of before the relationship started. But if you're here and we're here, you can't get here without coming clean. And I'm not gonna lie, that's got to be a tough pill to swallow, whatever you kept away from your spouse. Because when you get married, you have no idea that you guys are looking at things totally different. You think you're looking at it the same because you say these words, but there's so many different ways. You guys grew up differently. You don't even know you're supposed to create experiences so that you can create a new set of rules for your family. You're not supposed to carry on tradition in the way that it's not supposed to grow. You should be in the mindset of always growing, trying to find a better way. Like, there's always a better way. The idea to think that something worked 20 years ago, that it can improve, is crazy. Everything can get better, and if you're not open to being completely open with your partner, it's very difficult to this place that I'm talking about. Like, I've never read about it. I don't know anybody who talks about being in this place that I look at this relationship. And I'm like, some people like, why would I even want to get there? I think I can put it into some words now. Before I wouldn't believe it nor think it was possible, but I enjoy every day I wake up, like, on purpose. Like, I'm committed to an intentional type behavior where I'm being nice and loving. I'm like trying to learn the way that she wants to feel comfortable. Like, I got her, and I hardened my wife over the years, but now I can see that I believe she's softer than she has ever been. And maybe that's just because I'm more aware. But now it's like, I want her to enjoy life the way that I do. Like, I could not be here without her. Like, my wife gives me a set of eyes that makes me feel more confident in the decisions I make. Like, when you single, or if your best friend is not your spouse, you're more likely to not even understand anything I'm talking about. And I believe that I wake up with a routine of trying to get better. And my wife is just a casualty of that. Like, anything when I'm at home, I'm trying to see how I can at least make her smile. and give her something that made her think like twice. Like, I didn't look at it that way. And to me, it's purposefully creating these experiences with her, because the more she learns about me, the more she compliments, like it's less likely for her to get me upset, because, we emotional beings, and until you can really become a master of your emotions, people can say things to trigger certain behaviors that may have stemmed as far as childhood. And I get it, but she doesn't deserve any of that. And I still haven't figured that out, but I'm constantly getting better. And I know that it's getting better because our disagreements, or I don't want to say arguments, but when we like at odds in, and because we're not seeing clearly, it's a lot more peaceful when we're trying to figure out what the disconnect is. Before, it was like, it had to be this way. And I know it's all me. I get it. But I'm just saying, like, in order to get to this place, you have to believe it's worth getting there. When I tell you that I don't really care about weekends, although I enjoy weekends because I work, but I really enjoy my days. Like right now, we're in the early part of the evening and I'm shooting. And like I'm thinking about, like, I get to spend time with my family still. So it's like I'm caught up in the moment. You know what I'm saying? But right now it's like, to appreciate now is a different feeling that I don't see a lot of men talk about if they're there. And I feel like since I'm here, if somebody would have told me about this place and they made it attractive enough, I would want to get there. So this information is just for people who are looking for a relationship that makes you appreciate today. Like, we're constantly trying to remove the distractions in our life, right? And until you remove the ones that could hinder your progress as a husband or a father, you're endangering your legacy every second, because anything can happen. And depending on the information you believe, you can lose it all. So I challenge all of you guys to create a friendship that's better than the one that you think you have with your spouse. Your relationship, it grows exponentially. It really does. Like, I was just looking at, me and my wife will be 16 in a few weeks. And these last 3 or 4 years, I have so many more memories in these last 3 or 4 years. And we haven't done anything but just kind of like, we moved in a house, but we haven't done as many things as previously. And now it's like, it's an everyday occurrence. Anything can happen. And I think that's what life's about. Being able to enjoy it with somebody that can appreciate everything about you. And that's a different maturity, because if you're constantly being distracted from what you really want, sometimes I guess people think their distractions is what they really want. So I just want to just get on here and let everybody know that in order to get to a place in your relationship, there has to be a friendship created that makes you look forward to finding a different way to make them smile or make them feel appreciated because everything's okay. Like, I grew up in a household where my father said he went to work to get peace, and my mama worked all the time. I just thought that I wouldn't want to be in the house because I wouldn't want to lose that moment. But I lost so many moments because I was trying to protect something that I didn't know how to protect. And I'm blessed to still have my health, and I can just appreciate now. So that's all I'm doing, to giving you guys a few words that maybe can get you look forward to a beautiful relationship with somebody. It's like a lifetime journey. And when you guys truly enjoy each other's company, man, it's crazy. I guess, I'm sorry, I thought I was more articulate, but I really feel like as I continue to work on communication, I'll be able to break it down where maybe people would look forward to working on a relationship. Like, now I know that me and my wife are in a place that only death can break. I really feel that. I feel like I recognize all of the distractions of the world, and none of them are more important than what I'm building. And I see that my happiness is at an all-time high. I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing a position, a title. All I'm doing is just trying to get better. And it's made everything around me exponentially more fulfilling. My daytime job, my students even know how I feel. Like, they know I'm always happy. You know what I'm saying? And the administrators and my team, other teachers, they see it. I go home to a beautiful family where I'm trying to create new experiences and build a better relationship than the one that I grew up in, and to just see what it could continue to grow. My kids are going to leave soon, and then I'll be stuck with my best friend. So we're going to use all of these moments to experience with our kids as much as possible. And hopefully, as I continue to mature, I'll be able to show why a relationship single-handedly is the best thing that you could be in. If it can make you feel the way that I feel. Like, I don't think there's anything better than the feeling that I have. And it's mine. And this is what I'm saying. I work on it every day. It's like, I keep using this analogy with Steve Kerr. It was like Steve Kerr shoots more threes at practice than anybody. That's the reason why he's better than everybody. Like, I continuously try to find ways to become a better husband. Like, I already know that I'm better than a lot of husbands, but none of those husbands are working on what I'm working on, because if they were, they would be working on ways to get better, you know? So I'm intentionally trying to get better because I want to get better. Just like Stephen Curry wants to, kill the threes, put in basketball to a different position in sports. Like, I want to do that for relationships. Like, I've done a lot of things in life, and nothing is better than this relationship that I've created with my wife. And I'm so happy my kids get to watch it. They get to see what a healthy relationship look like. They can see us have conversations about things that we don't agree on, and how you handle it with people who are mature enough to have conversations. And I feel like this is the generational wealth that I was referring to in a few episodes ago, where when you can give this to your kids, I think they're able to find the energy that can complement them so that they can create their own relationship whenever that happens. But friendship is essential to the soul. That's deeper than that. If you can create a friendship with your wife where she knows everything, I mean, there are going to be things that she's not going to know because you don't remember. But if you remember, and you can share, I'm telling you, you create a different type of bond that is worth having. So as you guys continue to work on your relationships and become better people, better men, better women, understand, if you're a parent, somebody's watching, and if you have bad practices, they don't know that they're bad practices. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what mom and dad did. So be prepared to explain bad practices or change your behavior so they have something better to model after. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.